Alright, hello gamers, it has definitely been a while since the last time I've made that video, but I am here with a strat, one of my favorite strats that I've ever created actually. It is in Haven, and it is a solution to a permanent situation. So the way the Killjoy plays on Haven, I thought about how can I create a creative strat around it and actually play around it. So that's actually what you're gonna see in this video. So I'm gonna make it accessible to all ranks. So we'll start real quick with how Haven is generally played and what the Killjoy's role in it, and then what the strat actually is, and then we'll see it from both my POV, so you can actually hear the team communication as well, and also the official POV, so you will get a full image on what the strat is, how we ran it, what we could have done differently, what we did good, and some cool stuff. So let's get into it. The first thing we're gonna talk about is how Haven is actually played. Okay, because for the entire duration of Valorant, Haven has kind of been played in the same way. Okay, so the comp that is played in Haven is Sova, and then you have Jett, then you have Killjoy, and then you have Omen, and then you have Breach. Okay, there's always been variations, of course. Sometimes you played Reyna or Phoenix, or Sage instead of Breach, or you played Astra instead of Omen, or Cypher instead of Killjoy, or Raze instead of Jett, or Fade instead of Sova. But the way Haven has actually been played in the actual map has always kind of been the same thing. Okay, and the way it has been played is Omen playing towards C, Killjoy playing towards B/Garage, Breach is playing towards B, and then Jett and Sova playing towards A. I'll explain what each person does and why. So, usually Sova is gonna play on A, and he has rechargeable utility recon. Okay, so he wants to store it in A main to get information if anyone is trying to come into A. Now, Omen also has rechargeable smoke, which can be thrown from anywhere, so he's gonna smoke it here, okay, to also deny entry for the attackers. Now, Breach also has rechargeable utility, the stun, so he will also add that to stop anyone from pushing, and also to stop anyone from breaking the recon. Okay, so if someone tries to go here and he gets stunned, it will be harder for him to break the recon, and also it stops the push. Okay, so the Jett, which is the second player who's gonna play on A, can just walk up short or walk up long and just get a free entry. Okay, and then get the position as well. So let's say, for example, she's an operator, she can play here, and then she can spot all of A, and then Sova is free to leave. Okay, of course you have variations where we can remove this smoke and we can throw the recon outside, and then she can immediately pick short and go for an entry kill. And then Breach can change his stun, but this is essentially what we're doing. Okay, this is we're gonna keep it as basic as possible for the sake of the explanation, because the main focus of the strat is the Killjoy. Okay, which I'll get to it in a second. So that's that. Okay, and then what the Breach does is he stuns, like I said, he stuns A main. He wants to stun from here, by the way. I still see people stunning from here, which I don't really understand why. Okay, this is shorter, which means it's faster, and also you can instantly pull out your flash and then flash mid and swing and get an entry if you have some monkeys trying to rush B. Okay, it's much better. If you're playing on A-Link, you cannot do the same thing. Okay, now what Breach does after this stun and this flash is either he plays A-Link or C-Link. If he's smart, he plays C-Link, and the reason for that is because anyways, Sova is most likely gonna leave A and come into A-Link. Okay, so the rotator is already occupying this spot, and also A is not supportable anymore, okay, which means the Breach cannot really do anything to help this Jett. But what he can do is instantly rotate into C and start throwing flashes, for example, to support the Omen, or he can go into Garage and start supporting the Killjoy, again, flashes, stuns, whatever. And also, if enemies come into B, he and Sova can instantly start fighting with an Omen smoke, okay, and have the entirety of B instantly defended, okay. So it's obviously much smarter to play towards C-Link. So that's Breach, and then we have Omen. Omen's main job is just to spot C. Okay, see if anyone is trying to push up C long and get information, and then he can either try to anchor the site, so he will smoke, he will flash, and he will stop the push of the attackers. He can also, of course, TP here. After that, just to switch position so they don't know where he's playing. He can also obviously play with the smoke inside. Okay, so you can try to hide around this area or do it deeper, hide in the smoke. Or he can just spot, and when enemies are rushing C, he can just literally leave. Okay, so that's that. Now, lastly, Killjoy. The most important, this is what I built a strat on. I'm gonna remove everything. What Killjoy does is one of two things, okay? She always does this. So either she will put her turret inside the garage connector here, and her alarm bot on B, or instead she will put her turret on top of B and she will put her alarm bot here. Why would she do that? So let's say, for example, if we focus on this variation, if anyone is coming into garage, the alarm bot will spot, which means the Killjoy controls garage with information, okay? And if anyone comes B, again the turret will shoot, so she controls B with turret information. Okay, of course if they also come B, the turret will delay them, so she can add like a molly here or a molly here. But the more common option is the opposite, okay? Which means the turret goes into connector and the alarm bot goes into B. Why is this the more common option? Because this also watches C long. I don't think it does that anymore, by the way. I have not played in a long time. But still, it will control garage. Also, this gets easier and earlier information than the alarm bot, because the turret will shoot when a person is here. The alarm bot will only spot. Usually, you put it deep, so it will like on the barrier, so it will only spot when a person is a bit deeper. And also, the turret actually shoots him. It actually slows him. So if you do the turret and the molly together, you can control the garage for a much longer time. Okay. Whereas the alarm bot, the attacker just shoots it and it's gone. Okay, so it's kind of useless. So the alarm bot serves as a better information gatherer in B, okay? Because in garage you actually need it to shoot, okay? If you want to fight for it. In B, a bit less, okay? If you get the point. Of course, it would still be beneficial to have a turret shooting here. That's why people sometimes use it, but only in specific rounds where it's more sensing. Like it makes more sense for the attacker to go B, like in eco rounds, for example, to plant the bomb. Okay, that's when you would use this. Okay, but on actual buy rounds, when attackers are not as likely to go B, because of course B is a pretty shit bomb site. Okay, you can't really do much on B. If you go B, you always need to push something, or you need to go back and play on the middle. Okay, so like you plant the bomb and then you go back to play middle. Because you cannot actually play on the bomb side. It's not like A or C where you actually have positions to play. Okay, B is a very, very easy site to retake. Okay, so that's why people just don't play actually on the site. And they prefer to take garage, and this is why you fight for it more. And also, like I said, if you play correctly and you have Sova and Breach here, they will just instantly retake B, like I said, with the smoke, the flash, the recon above, everything. You don't even need this alarm bot. Okay, so it's a pretty detailed explanation, but that's the concept, okay? So that's that, okay? That's essentially how the Killjoy is playing. So she's playing with this utility. Now, me, as an IGL, I thought about that the Killjoy always plays either with this utility or sometimes with this utility. And I thought to myself, what can I do around it? If it's always placed, I can probably find something to do around it, okay? And what I came up with is a sick strat. And this is basically the strat. So, every time you execute C, you smoke here, right? And the reason why you smoke here is because you want to deny information from garage. You don't want to be shot as well when you're executing. So you smoke it. And you of course smoke CT too, but it's irrelevant. So, what I came up with is, why not just, instead of smoking this, just smoke this. Just move it a bit to the right. Okay? And then, what this does, it just eliminates the turret. So the turret no longer spots garage and gets information. Okay? And the defenders can simply think that we just missed the smoke, okay? Because it's literally so small of a difference. They won't expect that anything is going on and this smoking of the turret was intentional. Okay? So long story short, what the strat is, of course it has two variations, because we are fully dependent on the Killjoy utility. So option 1, the turret is here in the alarm bot here. You have Sova and KO that will anyways fake C. By the way, I will stop, I will say, this is early in the season, so I picked the KO comp because it's more unique, it's more early, so no one actually knows what we're doing. And then later on, after people can have the chance to watch our VODs and understand what we're doing with the KO comp, that's when I went back to the default comp with the Breach and the Omen, okay? Because here we have an Astra and a KO. So these guys will anyways fake C. I will soon explain what they're actually doing. And the Killjoy, Jet, and Astra will go Garage, okay? So both of these guys are doing the same thing, doesn't matter what the Killjoy utility. The only change that happens is if this is the utility, alarm bot here and turret here. So if the turret is smoked, these three guys will go behind like this and kill the defenders. And if it's the second option, where the alarm bot is here and the turret is on B, then once the alarm bot spots them, they will just push into connector and then you will have a 5-man split. Okay? So that's all. This is a very good start because if the alarm bot spots them, we still have a very, very good C-split. Okay? Because of course we have the entire Kai utility and Sova utility, which I'll talk about in a second. But if they do not spot us with the alarm bot, then we just have a very, very nice sneak on the defenders. Okay? And it doesn't even matter if anyone is rotating it. Like, we have 3 people literally hugging each other, so they should have a perfect kill, and instant run back to the side, or instant continue from here. It should be extremely easy. Of course, we've only ran this once in official, and we've run this a lot of times in parks. So all the different variations that enemies did on park, we saw that our strat works, and it's perfect. So, that's that. Okay? Now I'm actually gonna go into the actual official and play the round, show you what happened in reality and what we should have done. And that's all. So let's get into it. So I'm first of all gonna play it from my POV, so you can actually see and hear the team communication and what happened from our perspective. And then I will go into the official POV to see another angle. So let's begin.
Wait a bit. Falling.
Scanning ahead.
Go.
Downing.
Deploying drone.
Nothing one. Play smoke, I guess.
I think maybe it's shit smoke, maybe it's shit smoke. Yeah, it's shit, it's shit.
Go side, go side.
Go side, just go side.
There you go. Let's for them.
I'm dashing. If anything.
Walk my level, one's backside. I'm
Goblin, goblin, oh,
backside.
backside. Maybe one backside.
One more should be.
Motion garage.
Oh, man, backside.
I'm platform. I'm planning open. Let's go long, guys. Let's go long. Come leave side, leave side of me. Okay, this is done. The round is done here. 5v3, they don't have smokes. So quickly I'll explain that. The reason why I'm planting open is because as an attacker, you want the defender to focus on as much angles as possible. When you plant here, it means that as an attacker you can shoot the bomb and see it from here, you can see it from here, and you can also see it from city. Okay? So the defender, it's extremely hard for him because he has to focus on all 3 angles, especially when they don't have smokes. And the smoke player plays on C. So when you were gonna kill him, and then we're gonna be able to plant open and just play wherever we want, which is mainly gonna be C longer, as 5 people together, so we play 5v3, no one can kill us, and it's an easy round win. Okay? So that's that. Now, let's get into what you can actually see from my perspective from the start. So I'll play it.
Wait a bit. Falling.
Scanning ahead.
Go.
Downing.
Deploying drone.
Nothing one.
Okay, so there's 2 main things here. Okay? There is the Astra utility and there's the K utility. The first thing, which you cannot really see as well from my POV, actually go into the stream POV, is that the Astra smoke missed. So we are supposed to obviously smoke the turret. Yes, we're supposed to smoke more to the right, but this is a normal C execute smoke. Okay, so the whole strat is kind of cancelled, as you can actually hear in the team communication, because the smoke doesn't cover the turret. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is the Kai utility. So I'll go into it from my perspective, because you can see clearly that the knife lands on here, on green box. Which means that this knife that lands on this box can be destroyed from anywhere. Okay, it can be destroyed from even from city, from here, from here, from here. So it doesn't give us information. The knife I wanted, that we practiced, is the knife that lands here. Now, let's add the utility that we're using to give you a better image. So if you go into the stream POV, you can actually see it very clearly. You see this is our Astra pool. So let's put it on the map. We have our Astra pool here. We have our Kayomori that is supposed to land here. Of course it misses, as you can see here. So we're supposed to have the Kayomori here. We're supposed to have an Astra pool here. And another thing is, as you can see, is that he's throwing the molly and then after that he's instantly throwing the knife. But what we're supposed to do is, after the molly, our guy is supposed to flash up here. And the reason why he wants to flash up here is to be able to destroy this knife, a defender has to be in this box. Okay? Now, this is covered by molly, so if anyone is playing here, he will be too distracted to break the knife by the molly. If anyone is playing here, he's pulled, so you cannot break the knife, I mean. If anyone is playing anywhere else, the flash will get him. Okay? And lastly, the only place that can break it is here, but we took the gamble that no one plays there, because no one actually plays there at the start of the round, because you're also exposed to garage. And also, it will give us direct information where he's playing, if he shoots it, okay? Because this is the only place that is not covered. So, that's that. Now, let's continue actually from stream POV.
Corta!
Also, this flash wasn't good because it was too late and then it's ineffective. And it's also, as you can see on my POV, it's actually...
Let's go, guys.
I think maybe it's shit smoke, maybe it's shit smoke. Yeah, it's shit, it's
Go
shit.
side, go side.
Go side, go side.
Okay, go. Let's go back to stream POV.
Questo vuol dire che non darà
From here we actually played perfectly, so despite the situation... we actually
veramente
played
una
well.
call nella
Let's
parte
see what
destra.
happens. So, the Jet actually dashes out, so she actually creates space for the team. By dashing in a smoke, it means that the defenders will actually focus on her. You see the skill tree? She will focus on our Jet, meaning our Killjoy and Astra can successfully and safely jump out of the smoke and to be able to fight inside.
Possono provare a chiudere
So these guys go out,
i
they fight together with perfect spacing.
giocatori degli Axolot. Comunque una kill che arriva. Attenzione qui a
Okay, why was this perfect? So, let's say for example, there's actually two ways to enter the site. You can either enter it from here and enter it from here. If you enter it from here, you're exposed to this crossfire. Okay, so it means enemies can shoot you from city, from this area, and from platform area. Yeah, but if you push from here, you can actually kill anyone playing on this area without being exposed to platform, because this covers you. Okay, so you can actually just kill them like that. And then after that, all you have to do when you go out is worry about this entire line. Okay, if anyone is playing either here or playing here. And it's much easier for the teammates, our teammates that plays here, to support you from city, because if a city player wants to kill you, then he has to pick. Okay, whereas if you are coming from here, he can just sit on city and kill you. Okay, so the best way to actually enter the site is from this or from this. Okay, this is the spacing that you want to take. So we do it very well. And then
messo KO. Spike
Trent
viene
goes
tentato.
along.
Se parte così l'attacco degli Axolot con zero chance di essere contenuto non va benissimo. È una mappa su cui puoi giocare retake, non su questo dove vai pochissimo.
Molly.
Il round è finito.
Sì, sì, round
Come è iniziato con i
Nice.
molto facilmente. Ora qui jump pick,
Allora,
tap,
jump
jump pick
picks.
di nuovo, vedi la posizione. Quella a peccare uno.
Together and kill him. Okay, so that's done. So this game we actually won like 13-3. So this is a pretty good vote if you want to see creative stuff with this comp. Again, it's pretty long time ago, but it's still a very nice vote. And yeah, that's it. That's actually all there is to it. I wanted to show a pretty creative solution to a pretty permanent situation with the turret and the alarm bot. Of course, there was some minor fuck-ups in the round. We didn't run the strat the way it was supposed to go, but it still is a very nice strat that I wanted to discuss and show. So that's it.